Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back in another video, and as usual, back with a cup of tea. I know I love my tea too much. I am trying to drink more water nowadays and less tea because just for health reasons, really. Not having too much caffeine or sugar would be helpful, but I know, yeah, it's a weakness of mine. But anyway, I know I'm wearing my scarf again as I did in part one um, because it's Italian scarf for Italian football. Anyway, I'll try not to waffle too much as ever. I was going to post in the live chat, I was going to post a question asking what do you know about Salernitana, but I thought I would just ask it in the video instead because I wanted to leave it live chat. So if anyone wants to post any comments or questions while I'm waffling away, please feel free to do so. But as ever, yeah, I would love to read your comments and know what you think, and try and answer your questions if I can or whatever. But yeah, sorry, I'm probably waffling. I can't think of much else to say. But here goes. So obviously, this is part two of. I hope I got the title right. This is part two of Salernitana Saturdays. I often think when I put the title in, I hope I didn't make a silly mistake, like put the wrong number in, because then it'll be quite rather confusing. But if not, I'll have to edit it. But I normally go through and edit it when I put tags in and things like that anyway. So anywho, sorry, I do waffle. So here goes. As I say, this is part two. I hope that Salernitana fans will check this video out, and football fans generally, or people generally. As ever, I welcome all views and comments and queries and likes and things like that, and sharing of the video and things like that really helps out. Helps to help the algorithm, help me out with the algorithm, and also help me to help myself and others. But I know one of my weaknesses is getting to the point, so I'm going to crack on. So number 11. As I say, this is continuing on from part one. I normally do these in 4 parts of 10 ideas each. So number 11, I'd love to look into like what Salernitana can do, and I hope they'll look into as a club like what they can do to continue to improve. I think anyone who plays for or is involved in Salernitana, as with any other Italian team, in my opinion, and also Celtic, should always put in 100% whenever they put, in this case, Salernitana's kit on. I think they should always, whenever they're on that pitch, I think they should always play as a team and put in 100%. And I think the young people in Salernitana, in Salerno, should also be encouraged, like from the youngest possible age, to always put in 100%. One of the things I find really annoying about footballers, like professional footballers, or even if you go to a park, but especially for professional footballers, is like when they don't put in 100%. Like if they want to move from one club to another, they down tools, so to speak, and they don't put in 100%, which I find really annoying because I think why wouldn't you always want to put 100% into life? I know sometimes you might feel like giving up. I've done it a few times myself, but I think you should always try to put in 100% as much as you can. Obviously, it's one thing you can do. So, although I try and work smart instead of hard, but I think, yeah, if I was playing football nowadays, I would still want to always put the team first and work to the best of my ability for the teammates, and especially for the fans and things like that. So I hope to encourage that in Italian football, obviously including Salernitana. Number 12, I hope that as many investors, as I say, will invest in the club, which is mainly what these videos are about, try and help with the brand value and the marketing and basically the club's promoting certain values, but also to help the club to achieve its full potential with as much investment as possible, which I hope will be used to buy the best possible players, but also to develop the academies and things like that, and do whatever it takes to benefit the club on the pitch, as well as off it, or mainly on the pitch. And but nowadays, finances in football are so important. I also hope the club, talking about good values, will do things to tackle bullying or certain issues of the day, like mental health awareness, or match fixing when you're talking about football, improving the image of football, working with FIFA to tackle the negative image football sometimes has, including FIFA itself, and like how football is seen as. Although I suppose I'm being a bit contradictory because I want wealthy owners to co-own the club, but I think as long as they do a lot for charity and win both on the pitch, but also give a lot to charity and do a lot of good for the world, I think people shouldn't be too bitter about it or too disappointed about it. But I think that I'm probably being a bit hypocritical here, but as I sometimes can be, to be honest. But I think it'd be cool if they tackled match corruption, match fixing, or anything illegal, just generally, especially in football itself, but even just generally football clubs stand against anything that's illegal. In terms of investment, that's investing into the club. I hope they'll acquire such investment legally. Number 13, I hope my videos aren't too cringeworthy. Number 14, again, I hope that everything Salernitana and other Italian teams do, as well as Celtic, will be legal, above board, as they say, and preferably ethical as well. Although ethics is debatable, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I hope they'll solve problems and make the world a better place. And I hope some people out there enjoy my videos, as I say. I know I mentioned that I hope they're not too cringeworthy, but yeah, if people do like my videos, it would be really cool if you do post any positive encouragements or anything like that. I really appreciate it. It helps to build confidence and hopefully help me to feel better, I suppose. But yeah, and that would be cool. But also constructive criticism will hopefully help me to improve, which I think is important as well. But I'd love to read people saying that they enjoyed my content, and also when I'm making videos, if people ask me some questions, sometimes hopefully on topic questions or things like that. But anywho, yeah. So I don't like my videos to be too long. So if they're off topic, I don't want to go too much off topic. But yeah, so as I say, I hope that with the money that comes in, if Salernitana does get extra money, I hope they'll use it for good. Number 15, I dream that Salernitana, along with other Italian teams, and also Celtic, will win as many trophies as possible in the future. Especially in Salernitana's case, especially in Europe or internationally, if at all possible. I think it'd be pretty cool if Salernitana won like Conference League in the next few years, in the next 2 or 3 years, and then the Europa League in the next 4 years or so, and then even a Champions League maybe in the next 5 or so years, and then a World Club Cup as well. That would be pretty cool for Italian football, and I'd love for Italian teams to do that as much as possible. Number 16, I hope the club will be part of like committees or think tanks which look at how to make Italian football better and keep improving, like with the Italian FA, FIGC, working with politicians, decision makers, and even businesses to talk about like sponsorship and, as I say, building academies and helping clubs to acquire more investment so that they can buy the best possible players, but also develop the youngest possible players and do whatever it takes or whatever it is that benefits Italian football, including obviously Salernitana. I would love for all Italian teams to have as much money as possible. Number 17. On that note, I think it'd be pretty cool if I know I mentioned this on my Facebook video. If Italian teams could get if there were like four teams that got promoted to Serie A from Serie B, and each one got like £1 billion sterling, or the equivalent of £1 billion sterling. Obviously, it would be in euros because Italy's I believe it's in the euro. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if they got like £1 billion sterling each, if there was that much investment collected by all the people, all the banks and hedge funds, sovereign wealth funds and whatnot that invested, they could afford to give them $1 billion each, which would be almost 10 times more than the EPL, which is a current top. And maybe if they worked with other leagues like the MLS and leagues in Asia and Africa to develop, I think it'd be pretty cool as well. Networking with other leagues, and also I think it'd be cool if the winners of Serie A got like a couple of billion or maybe even more than that, and then each team, like even the bottom team, got like at least 100 million or so pounds sterling or the equivalent, perhaps. Maybe that's a pipe dream, but I thought I'd share it anyway. But yeah, if they got as much money as possible, basically, to put it simply. And I would love to. A part of me can't imagine it, but I would love to imagine, and I'd love to actually see, more importantly, Salernitana winning things even in Europe and internationally. 18, again, I hope that Salernitana will be part of football for good, along with other Italian teams and also along with Celtic. And yeah, I hope they'll network together. 19, I hope they'll help software developers in developing countries, as I often say. And number 20, I hope they'll help people in STEM, Indigenous Africans and Australasians in STEM. And again, I think it's really important to develop the youth. But I hope they'll be part of like UNICEF or things that help children around the world, things that help organizations which help victims, if you like, of natural disasters and other problems around the world. So I hope they'll help to solve those problems and fund scientists from across Africa and other places. What I call the six, which I've mentioned in previous videos. I don't want to go into that too much detail because I mentioned that in previous videos. But if they help those kind of people, so they help African scientists and Asian scientists, Latin American scientists, and that sort of thing to help to tackle problems that are plaguing the world, like illnesses, diseases, natural disasters, and things like that. And if they can't prevent them, at least help to provide the cures, or at least, like for instance, with the earthquake in Syria and Turkey, they could help to rebuild houses, buildings, businesses, and things like that, and help the economy to recover. Anywho, I am out. Peace and love.